Hey, gang, welcome back to Loan Officer Freedom, number one podcast for loan officers who want to close more loans, make more money, and have more freedom in their business and in their life. So, hey, just real quick, today I just want to kind of cut through the noise a little bit. No fluff, no hype, just real actionable strategies that actually make loan officers more money in 2025. I find that sometimes, making more money, the actual action required to make it happen, isn't necessarily sexy, but the results are. It's kind of like jumping jacks and sit-ups. I don't think they're particularly sexy per se, but they tell me that the results are right. So that's kind of what this is about. So this isn't about working harder, though. By the way, it's about working smarter and doing what actually moves the needle, and cutting out all the time wasting nonsense that I see so often keeping loan officers stuck. And so if you're tired of kind of chasing business and dealing with unpredictable income, or you feel like you're spinning the wheels, then I promise you this episode's for you. And by the end of this episode, I promise you'll have a clear, no nonsense roadmap to grow your income, close more deals, and just build a business that works for you, not the other way around. So let's dive in. So I've got, I think it's about 5 steps, maybe. Yeah, I think so. I got 5 steps here that I want to share with you. So step one to making more money. So number one, you've got to own your mornings like a top producer, right? You see, most loan officers waste their morning. They check their emails, which puts their head in a totally negative space, right? They tweak their CRM, they scroll social media, they do everything except what actually makes them money, right? Now, in contrast, top producers, they own their mornings, right? They start their day focused on um, income producing activities. So I found, like, in the mornings, like, here's a quick winning formula. So 1 hour of outbound calls, right? Call past clients, pre-approved buyers, real estate agent, update people in the on loans you're currently working with, right? Just prospecting, right? Prospecting. B, 1 hour of follow-up, right? The fortune is in the follow-up, right? We all know that, right? The fortune is in the follow-up. And so you spend 1 hour of outbound prospecting. B, spend 1 hour of follow-ups. Say, well, Carl, I don't have enough people to follow up on. Well, then spend that extra hour on more prospecting, right? You spend more time on outbound prospecting, you'll have more people to follow up on. You have more people to follow up on, you'll get more closings, right? It's just real simple stuff. I think so often we try to, I know I do sometimes, overcomplicate this stuff, right? And thinking, well, I need to get this funnel going, and I need this social media platform and this and that. How's that working out for you? Right? How's that? I'm just sharing you what I see top producers, right? The people in my own branch, and I'm trying to stay humble doing this, and frankly myself. I've made tens of millions of dollars in this, and I'm just sharing what works. So A, 1 hour outbound prospecting. B, 1 hour of follow-ups as a result of that 1 hour of prospecting. C, 1 hour of business building, right? And this could be networking, posting content, setting up coffee meetings with referral partners, right? There's nothing wrong with social media. In fact, there's a lot of right things about it, right? It just can't be the first part of our day. The first part of our day has to be outbound prospecting, right? So this is not complicated. I'm telling you that this is the difference between being stuck at 0 loans or 1 or 2 or 3 loans a month to consistently hitting double-digit deals, right? Loan officers are doing that all the time because they're just doing a different set of activities. They're no better. They don't know anything that you don't know. They're just doing something different. They spend that first 2 hours of prospecting and follow up. So the hard truth, if you're not making money before noon, you're losing money. So starting off your morning is critical. Step two, start attracting, right? Start attracting. Most loan officers are just sitting around wondering what to do next. I just saw a report said that for the first 2 months of the year, that a good percentage, in fact, if I remember right, it was like most, over half the loan officers I've closed 0 deals so far this year, right? You just can't be doing that, right? It's look. Most loan officers are sitting around wondering what to do next, or are running expensive ads, or scrolling through social media. But the best, what they do different, they attract leads. How? They're having conversations with their ideal clients and ideal referral partners. Well, what do you mean having conversations? Well, you just got to flip the script. Like one thing I found, like if you're going to do social media, post real success stories instead of like boring mortgage facts, right? Post real success stories. People love to read success stories. Show how you help people win, right? And I call it the old here's who I help and here's how I help them method, right? That's all you got to post. And stay top of mind with like a weekly email, maybe like a weekly video, like simple value, or simple, valuable, and consistent, using the old teach, tell, touch, sell method. Teach, tell, touch, sell. We've done an episode on this, probably a couple of them. It's where you teach them something, you tell them a story of success, you touch their heart with a heart touching story, and then you make an offer, right? You make an offer, and you've earned the right to make that offer because you taught them something, you told them a cool story, you touched their heart, and then you ask for the business. That's what your weekly posting should look like, right? One of each. Next thing, you want to make it easy for real estate agents or any for referral partners to send you business, right? Call them up with the old follow up refer back script, right? I think most of you know what that one is. If I could show you how to close an extra 16 deals in the next 12 months, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, would you give me 20 minutes to show you how? I'm telling you, right, that one message can open up the floodgates. Well, Carl, how am I going to fulfill that promise? Look, I don't have time on this episode, or it'll be like an hour and a half long. But I'll give you that whole program. I'll give it to you, right? Just go to getmoreloans.com, getmoreloans.com. I think in that, it'll take you to a page that'll set you up on a calendar. When you go to that page, just tell them, hey, I want to talk about the follow-up refer back program. I want you to show it to me. Right? We'll show it to you. This is not a teaser thing. We'll be happy to show it to you. So if people don't know who you are, they're not going to send you business, right? You need to make sure that people know who you are. How do you do that? Outbound prospecting. That's how people get to know you. It's how you got to know me, right? I outbound prospect, right? I'm outbound prospecting right now. That's what I'm doing here, right? We just do it in a cool way, right? Do it by actually helping people. Step 3, follow like a closer. Follow like a closer. So step 1 was own your mornings like a top producer. Step 2, start attracting. Step 3, follow up like a closer. This is where most loan officers drop the ball. They might generate a lead, or they'll make one outbound prospecting call, talk to people, and then they disappear. Right? The best closers, they follow up relentlessly. Right? So here's the rule. If they don't say no, assume they'll still use you. Assume they'll still refer to you. So instead of asking, hey, are you still interested? Which will totally get you ghosted. Just tell them, hey, checking in. Did you find a home yet? Like, for a lead prospect. Or is the search still on? Are you still looking to buy a house here in the Tampa Bay area? This re-engages them without any pressure. I'm telling you, it works like magic. And the secret sauce, by the way, to following up with prospective borrowers, like leads, is follow up at least 7 times, minimum 7 times. Most loan officers stop after one or two touches, leaving deals on the table. My average referral or lead, we convert those at about, on average, the 5.7th time. So somewhere between the 5th and 6th time that we reach out to them. Right? It's not going to happen after 1 or 2. Right? The loan officers who follow up the most close the most. Just that simple. Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there, and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think, or tell me what you'd like to hear next. Step 4, build a referral machine. Build a referral machine, right? Referrals are the highest quality, lowest cost leads you'll ever get. So why aren't more loan officers doing them? Because they're just not asking the right way. So how do you fix that? Give before you get. Give before you get. Give before you get, right? Offer to help a real estate agent first, again, using the follow-up refer back program. It doesn't cost either one of you a single dime. And ask in the right way, right? So like when you're once you're talking with a real estate agent, they're referring to you, instead of saying, hey, do you know anybody who needs a mortgage? Say, who's the next person I should be introduced to? Who you're working with next? This plants the seed and gets them thinking. You can use that same script, by the way, on on your past database. Now, that wouldn't be my first connection with a real estate agent. And remember, I'm going to give first, and the follow up refer back doesn't cost you a dime, doesn't cost them a dime, and it explodes their business. Like, who wouldn't want to work with you after you do that? Right. So, just simply, like, all you got to do with any kind of business is find out what their pain points are, and then simply solve those problems for them. Like, real simple stuff. And this is how you get your past clients and real estate agents and even friends into a referral machine that feeds your pipeline like automatically. Step 5, boy, this is a big one. Cut the time wasters. Cut the time wasters. So most loan officers drown in busy work that doesn't make them any money. I see it all the time, and it literally breaks my heart when I see people doing that. They're buried in paperwork, stuck in their inbox, spending hours tweaking marketing materials instead of just simply talking to people and talking to the right people. So if you found yourself buried in stuff, you have got to offload or automate it like ASAP. So like you find yourself loan processing, get a processor or get your organization to get a processor for you. Social media posting, gosh, you can get a VA to do it, right? All you got to do is just give them the teach, tell, touch, sell method, right? Right. Like on pick one day for about an hour, and it's not even that long, like 30 minutes, and write your teach, tell, touch, sell social media postings all at one time. Give it to VA. Say, hey, go post these every morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. Right? Post the teach today, the touch the next day, the touch the next day, and the sell the next day. Right? Real simple stuff. The problem with you posting likely is as soon as you go in there, and Facebook, man, they're fantastic at doing this, right? As soon as you go in there, you go, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm out. Next thing you know, it's 2 hours later. It's like going to the bar. I'm just going to have one drink, and 8 hours later, they're dragging your butt out, right? You don't want to be doing that, right? So, yeah. And if you find yourself putting out fires, so if you're loan processing, get a processor. Social media stuff, get a VA to post your stuff that you wrote and have them post it. It costs almost nothing to do that. If you find yourself putting out fires, get a loan officer assistant. Right? You've got to have a loan officer. I don't care what you're closing. You might be sharing one, but you got to have a loan officer assistant. I think that is so critical. I mean, that's why over at my shop, right? Over at my shop, we have the get one or day one get one program. What that means is on day one, you get a loan partner, right? You got to have one of these. Again, if you're closing, 1 or 2 loans, right? We all started there, but you just share it with somebody. That's like right now, you're sharing the internet as you're listening to this, probably with thousands of people, but it doesn't seem like it because, you click the button and there it is. Same thing with a shared loan partner. Like you need them to chase conditions. They're chasing conditions, right? You don't have to have one all by yourself until, once you're closing, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 loans. Well, then, you get your own, right? As soon as it's economically feasible, that's when you get your own. But you can't wait. Well, as soon as I close 4, then I'll get one. How's that working out for you? Right? It's like, you're not going to move on until you get a loan officer assistant. So if on cutting the time wasters, one way to think about it is if you're not making money, right? Or if this activity you're doing is not making you money, it's a distraction, right? Your job is simple. Talk to people that's either can refer you business or that has been referred to you, right? That's it. You talk to people, close deals, generate new business. Everything else, delete it or delegate it. So, all right. So you heard the basic blueprint here. You heard the 5 different steps, right? Own your mornings like a top producer. Step 2, start attracting. Step 3, follow up like a closer. Step 4, build a referral machine. And step 5, cut the time wasters, right? So now it's time to put it into action. So here's my challenge for you today. I want you to lock in a money making morning, a money making morning. Make outbound calls, follow up, and build your brand, right? So step 2, follow up with every warm lead at least 7 times. So step 1, lock in a money making morning, making outbound calls, follow up and build your brand. Step 2, follow up every warm lead at least 7 times. Promise yourself and promise me as we're sitting here doing this today, no more one and done calls, right? It doesn't work that way. Step 3 on my challenge, send 1 referral request per day, right? And ask the right way. Right? There's nothing wrong with asking business. You just have to ask the right way and then watch the leads come in. It's amazing how this happens. I'm telling you what, you do this 3 steps, lock in a money making morning. Step 2, follow up every lead at least 7 times. Step 3, ask for the business every single day. You do that for 30 days. Tell me your income doesn't explode. Right? I'm going to challenge you. Tell me your income doesn't explode. So I can tell you right now that success in 2025 is not about doing more. It's about doing the right things consistently, right? It's about discipline. It's about doing the right things consistently and discipline. When you focus on high impact activities, you'll make more money while working less, just that simple. And if you're serious about scaling your business, don't just listen to this stuff, like implement it, right? The best way to honor a teacher, I guess, is to actually do the things that you're learning, right? It's not like I see these book clubs, they brag. I read 52 books this year. Yeah, but what did you do? Right? Instead of reading the next book, let's do what's in the first book and get the results from it before we even think about cracking open the second book. Right? Hey, and let me tell you something. Let me tell you a piece that is very likely missing. If you want accountability and structure to keep you on track, check us out here at getmoreloans.com. Getmoreloans.com. This is where loan officers come together to get real results and not just ideas, right? That's where the action takers are. And I'd love for you to be a part of it. Getmoreloans.com. Let's get you on the calendar. I find out like a lot of people, they talk about wanting accountability and structure until you actually offer it to them, right? But not you. You're not that way, right? You're gonna take action. So I believe in you, and I want to help you. I want to work with you a little bit. And so getmoreloans.com. Real results, not just ideas. No gimmicks, no fluff, just real money making strategies. So, all right, I think that's about it. So getmoreloans.com. Did I mention that? I think I did. Yeah, I did. So, all right, my friends. Hey, look, let's take action. Put this 5-step plan into use. Give us a call. We'll walk you through it and give you the scripts, again, totally for free. Close more deals. And I'll talk to you when you call in, and I'll see you next time here on Loan Officer Freedom. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.